Now, okay. All right. So, hi, boys and girls. I'm here interviewing a friend of my mom's. Her name is Najla, and she's from Afghanistan. And we're going to let her you can introduce yourself to the students. How about that?
That sounds great. Hi, everyone. My name is Najla. My maiden name is Sikandari, and I'm married now, so my married name is Pucciarello. So Najla Sikandari Pucciarello. I am from Afghanistan. I came from Afghanistan when I was 6 years old.
Great. And so you answered Rachel and Micah's question. How long did it take you to get over to the United States, or how long did the process take, or what was that like, transitioning from Afghanistan to the United States?
Well, Afghanistan is pretty far away, so it took us 2 days, and we had to have layovers. We went to a different country actually. We went to Pakistan and stayed there overnight, and then they flew us again. So we had to take a couple of flights to get here. But if you were thinking of a straight flight, which is rare, it would be almost 14 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a hard flight since I was young, but it was my first time flying, so that was kind of fun.
Great. And so can you kind of explain, Brianna and Luke had a question about what it feels like to immigrate to a new country.
So it was difficult at first because I didn't speak the language, and I was having to learn a brand new language and at school, and I was one of the all the kids knew how to speak English, and I had to always look at the dictionary, and I had certain sentences like hi and how are you and my name is, and I had to learn some of those even before I started school. And I was in a class called English as a Second Language, which is ESL. Mm-hmm. So it took me some time to be able to make friends and to be able to just talk with different kids. But once I got situated, it was nice. It was nice to be able to be in a country that was safer, and that I could explore and learn new things.
So that kind of the next question, which is from Kaylee and Peyton, they were curious, what is it like in your home country, or kind of was there a reason that made you want to leave your country to come to the United States?
Yes. So when one of the reasons we moved is because in Afghanistan, of course, I was born there, and my parents loved our country, but it was getting rough at the time when I left. It was actually the Russian war is what was going on. So that's the reason why we left, because there was a lot of wars going on, a lot of bombing, and a lot of fights. And so my dad and mom didn't feel like it was safe for us to be there anymore. So that's one of the reasons why we left, is because it was not safe to be there anymore for us.
And Taylor and Alicia were wondering what languages you speak.
So I speak Farsi, which is in Afghanistan. Actually, in Afghanistan, there's 3 different languages, but the language I speak is Farsi. And then I also moved from Afghanistan when I was 6 years old. I moved to Iran, which you guys in here pronounce Iran, but we pronounce it Iran. We pronounce it Iran, excuse me. You guys pronounce it Iran.
Okay.
So I actually moved to Iran for several years, so I also speak Persian. Mm-hmm. And so I speak English now. I speak 3 different languages.
Great. They were wondering if you know how to say, I love my teacher in one of your languages.
Yes. So in Farsi, the way we would say that is, من معلم خدا بسیار دوست دارم.
Wow. One more time?
One more time?
Yes.
من معلم خدا بسیار دوست دارم. So in my language, things are backwards. So a little bit backwards. دوست دارم is I love you.
Okay.
So
That's great. I love it. Okay, and so Drew Ann had a question about what is your favorite thing from your home, from Afghanistan?
I think my favorite things from Afghanistan was just remembering our house. It was kind of, everything was in the mountains. So our house was built high up in the mountains. So when I looked out the window, you could kind of see up high and then just down low. So we had this amazing view of all the streets. And it was not as flat. Even North Carolina is, technically, if you think of the geography, North Carolina, we're in the mountains and we have more hills. But in Kabul, Afghanistan, where I live, we are really in the mountains.
Right.
So our house was up in the mountains, and I love that.
Oh, that's amazing. And Miss Berger, the third grade teacher, she had a question. You might have answered it. What do you miss about your home country, and are you happy that you made the United States your home? Why or why not?
I think the one thing that as I get older that I miss about my home country is the fact that I'm not able to share that with my boys, because I have two boys, and not able to take them back and for them to see some of the beautiful fields and and of course a lot of it is messed up now, but there's a lot of amazing things that Afghanistan has that unfortunately you don't get to see now. But I would love to go back and be able to enjoy those. So that's one of the things that I do miss. I want to go back and play in the streets like I was when I was younger. So, and then, what did you say?
Are you happy that you made the United States your home, and why or why not?
Yes, I'm very happy that I made the United States my home, and I think the United States is always going to be my home because it gave me the freedom to be able to get education and get safety and be able to have the right to vote, and some of the things that I think a lot of people take for granted when they live here. To be able to go to sleep and know that you're safe here and have lots of choices. And I tell even my kids now that a lot of times that don't take those things for granted.
Right.
So those are the things why I'm happy I made that choice, and this will always be my home. And that doesn't mean Afghanistan is not my home. You can have many homes, I think as long as you love things about different things, then that's okay. I love both of those countries, here and Afghanistan.
Right. Wow. I think there might be one more question. A student was curious about how do people here treat you if they or in do you find that people are nice or not nice or anything like that?
I think for the most part, I think people here do treat me well. I think the only times that in quite a few years that I've lived here now, the only times that I've had people that not treat me well is when they find out where I'm from, and it has happened since 9/11, and now, especially now in the last probably year or so, and a lot of it has to do with education. They're not educated well enough. So I think they just don't understand because I practice the Muslim religion, and when they found out about Muslim religion, or they found out that I'm from Afghanistan, they are not educated well enough to understand what that means. Right. So then they automatically read into it, and that is the same even for my children who go to school. My 11-year-old, I have to explain things to him, so he's able to explain it to his classmates.
Right.
So that is not good to make judgment on kids just because of their religion or where they're from. But you have to make sure that you understand, and that same things that you see in the media that's happening, to people from Afghanistan or Muslim people, that's not necessarily true on every person. So that you come across.
Wonderful lessons for sure. Well, thank you so much for talking with us. Is there anything else that I might have left out or that you'd like to add?
No, I think they were all great questions. I wish all the wonderful kids that had these amazing questions the best, and I hope that they got to learn something.
Well, thank you so much, and we might be in touch with you again in the future.
That is great.
Okay.